comic enthusiasts. Welcome back to HC Comics, your gateway to the colorful and captivating world of comics. Today, we're embarking on the next exciting chapter of this comic series together. Wishing you all some relaxing moments as we dive into HC Comics adventure. Returning to the main developments of the story, in this episode, we start with the scene.
Haven't seen them at school in a while. Geez, they're just coming in when class is practically over. Why is she staring at?
Is Ijin not in school today? Ijin?
He was here earlier, but I dunno where he went. He did? ALANCE, he got called to the office a few minutes ago. The chairman is at school right now.
Grandpa's here? He came without telling me. Why is he here?
Teenage Mercenary 24.
I wanted to meet you to thank you in person. Since you declined, I came to you. Thank you for saving my Yo-Na. There's no need for that. I was only trying to rescue my sister. Yo-Na-sin just happened to be there too. I am aware of that, but you still saved my granddaughter nonetheless. And I apologize for getting your sister involved in the matter. You don't need to worry about that either since Yeona already apologized. If that's all, I'll head back to class, sir. Will you be Yo-Na's bodyguard? That's not something an average teenager like me could do. An average teenager couldn't neutralize a unit of kidnappers comprised of former Special Forces soldiers either. But SW has its own internal security team. Yes, but they can't protect her at school. The circumstances are different for an old man like myself. But a young girl like Yo-Na won't be able to lead a normal life with a security team following her around. So Ju has asked to be taken off her security detail a few days ago. The incident has convinced him that he isn't qualified. Which is why I thought of you. I don't think I can help you either. I'm not here merely to thank you for Yo-Na. I also wanted to thank you for what you did 3 years ago. I've been wanting to express my gratitude for some time now. Without your efforts, I wouldn't have been able to see my son before he passed. It was just another job, sir. Yes, a dangerous one that no other person would take on. But because you took the job and completed the mission successfully, I was able to see my son again. He spoke of you often. He was worried and asked me to find out why you were living as a mercenary. I tried my best, but it was impossible to find you. And yet, here we are. Yo-Na is his daughter. I have a daughter just about your age. Can't guard her. But I won't look the other way if something happens. That's more than enough. Oh, and allow me one more request, if I may. I'd like to hear your thoughts on our security team ATSW. What do you mean? SW's security team is part of a long and proud tradition. Perhaps too proud for their own good. They believe Yo-Na's recent kidnap would have been contained even without your assistance. We face growing threats as SW continues to expand its business, but the security division lacks innovation. Which is why I would like to get your honest assessment of their skills. As a paid assignment, of course. All right, let's begin. Everyone open your books. Without your efforts, I wouldn't have been able to see my son before he passed. I guess. How can a young kid like you be working as a mercenary?
I never saw your face, so I had no idea you were this young.
You're a teenager, right?
Stop munching on that and try some of this instead. What you eat really matters at your age. This new client seems pretty rich. Really? They're building roads, a school, and a clinic at the town we're taking them to. Really? They're not just digging a little well? But there's no point in investing in that town. They say they're just going there to help. They're volunteering or something. Seems pointless to me, but I guess those townies hit the jackpot. They should give me some of that money if they're so rich. I heard you're leaving for your next job. That's a shame. I'll miss having you around. Stop by sometime if you can. We'll be here for at least another month. I packed some snacks and basic medical supplies.
Why are you giving this to me?
Wait, you speak Korean? Then why didn't you say so? I tried your language and even English, but you never responded. Well, you want to know why I'm giving youthese things? Because I have a daughter just about your age. You remind me of her and I can't help but worry. Jin, did you hear the news? That town where you guarded the volunteers. The whole town got taken over by a resistance group. They were waiting for the foreigners to finish construction in order to take over the buildings.
Ijin, are you free right now?
I'm sorry for doubting you. And also for the late apology, but I wanted to apologize to you in person.
There's no need for that. I understand your reasons. You did what you had to do.
I know you're gonna say no, but hesitant. Grandpa asked me to invite you on his behalf.
I'll go.
Who the hell is this kid and why won't they tell us his real identity?
Ma'am, that student is here to see you.
What?
How did this happen all of a sudden? Just spend a few days with the team and let me know your thoughts. The arrangements have been made to accommodate you, so IT should be fairly easy for you to get a sense of the program.
I said that I want to experience what being in the security team is like.
Does he want to be a bodyguard?
Aren't you gonna join the training?
Today's session is for Team 2, and I'm part of Team 3. Just so you know, my team escorts Yo Na exclusively, while Team 2 escorts MSGE and her parents.
Teenage Mercenary 25.
This student will be joining us for the next few days. He's in the same class as Soju Ko from Team 3. And the chairman has allowed for him to take part in our program to learn about our field. Sir, is he the one who settled the kidnapping situation with Soju Ko? Yes, he is.
I'm Ijin Yu. Thank you for letting me participate.
So he wanted to see what it's like to be a bodyguard?
That's what he said.
I had no idea. I guess it would suit him. What's she doing here?
He's keeping up pretty well. I oughta pick up the pace. Double time. Pick it up and stay in formation. Yes, sir. This kid, we ran enough to make him faint, but he kept up the whole time. And he even looks like he's still got 20 more laps in him. 5 more, on my mark. Go.
They can't even keep up with Ijin.
Because he's a beast.
It's just basic training, but Team 2 is falling rather far behind this boy.
Where did they get this kid? Did he already train somewhere before? He's too good. God damn it. He's gonna give me hell for this later. Sir, I heard this student played a critical role in MS Yo Na's rescue. And I'd like to test his skills for myself. What? So you expect me to let you spar with a high school kid? What the hell is wrong with you? I
don't mind.
Get the protective gear on him.
This will be fine, right?
Can't say. They're a tough bunch to be up against. Most of the men are former special forces. How long will this kid be able to last?
He couldn't possibly lose to some teenager, could he? Didn't you say this kid was extraordinary, as if he had training?
He's still no match for our men. These men have been highly trained in all manners of combat long before they began working ATSW. Just take it easy, you too. Especially you. Got it. Don't worry, sir. Ready. Look alive, kid. I'm nothing like those chumps you managed to beat. Fight.
What is he doing? He's not supposed to go that hard in sparring.
Thought you got me, did you? He struck precisely where the face was left exposed. He just doesn't know how to take it easy. Perhaps this was his intention all along.
My, that kid is really 19 years old?
Teenage Mercenary 26.
This kid is something else. I see now how he had a bigger hand in saving MS. Yo Na than even Soju. Shit, I'm screwed. Let me give it a try too, sir. Excuse me? Isn't it bad enough that we lost once to this kid? And Bom So Choi, you're seriously stepping up to the plate? Sure, seeing the kid show off his skills got me wondering what would happen. We can't have you all charging at one teenager.
I don't mind, sir.
Are you sure? But you must be exhausted.
I haven't moved around enough to be that tired.
Good. Where do you learn to fight like that, kiddo?
Aren't we using the headgear?
I don't need it.
But go ahead and use one if you need it.
Punk.
I like your spirit, kid.
What do you think will happen this time? We made the mistake of underestimating the opponent earlier. But that won't happen again, ma'am.
Our men train themselves every single day. And this time he's up against our team's ace. It might be a different story if weapons were involved. But hand-to-hand combat like this all comes down to one's physical strength. Bom So Choi is a difficult opponent. There's no telling what kind of rigorous training this kid has been through. But nothing could have prepared him for this fight. You pack a stronger punch than I expected from the looks of you. Great timing, too. But too bad, kid. 'Cause you won't break my guard with tricks like that. Dirty little punk thinks he can go for my knees like that? He broke Bom So's upper guard by striking his knee and immediately struck his neck. That's enough to narrow the gap of physical strength between them, and further attacks on his vitals would disable his advantages entirely.
Would anyone else like to go?
Kid, you shouldn't go for the neck or knees when you're sparring.
Oh, are there rules to sparring? I'm sorry, I wasn't aware of that.
No, I'm not saying there are specific rules and all, but now it just seems like we're picking on a kid for beating us.
I guess it wasn't coincidence that this kid and Soju Ko saved Yo Na. What do you think?
From basic training to sparring, every aspect we've been able to witness has been exceptional.
Very well, let's move on to the next course, shall we? Gee, what does she mean by that? You want to experience real security duties, don't you? Now that you're done with basic training, it's time to see for yourself what it feels like to be a real bodyguard. It looks like you're pairing with Team 2, which means you'll be escorting me.
I never imagined he'd be in the same class as MS Yo Na. It shocked me as well. I learned of his identity during our research, but it's still quite jarring to see for myself. That codename Jin was none other than this young boy. I just can't fathom how this kid can be the same ruthless individual, sir. Da Yan is Ijin out with a friend? He had to take care of something and said he'll be a little late. He shouldn't be out too late. I'm sure he'll be okay, but if he should run into any hooligans late at night.
Teenage Mercenary 27.
Good going, idiots. You're a goddamn disgrace to the profession. Be warned. 'Cause I'm gonna train you like never before. You fools oughta be grateful that we didn't get chewed out today.
Damn kids these days.
Get in the back.
Two guards are always at her side, and 3 in the back car, which makes for a total of 5 men.
Have you ever thought of singing or acting as a career? One of the SW subsidiaries that I run is an entertainment agency. That's where we're headed now.
I'm not interested.
Really? Because you'd be great. Then are you interested in becoming a bodyguard?
I guess that's what they were told about my involvement. Yes.
You do seem like you'd be pretty good at it, judging by how well you did in training today, and how easily you beat the guards in Team 2.
That only happened because the 2 gentlemen let their guard down.
They had to hold back because I'm just an inexperienced kid.
And I started with a greater advantage over them. If they had considered me as an actual opponent and given it their best, I wouldn't have beat them.
Is that so? I expected him to be gloating over beating working bodyguards, but he's not like that at all.
This kid, he's drawn a perfect assessment of the situation. We've been standing here for an hour and he hasn't even flinched. Where did you receive this intensive level of training? I'm talking about the tactics you used during today's training and sparring. That's not something you can pull off without consistent training.
I learned on the streets where I grew up.
I didn't take him for a joker.
Are you doing okay? It's been a long day.
I'm fine, ma'am.
Strange. I wouldn't figure that this was your first day on the job for this line of work.
This is my first time, ma'am.
It's not surprising that she would get this impression from him. The kid hasn't asked a single question since we began the route. And doesn't seem affected at all even when we deliberately skipped dinner to test him. It's as if he knows that these things can happen when you're on security duty. And he never budged from his position until he was instructed to do so. Ma'am, are you all right? I can't believe it. He managed to cover her in that split second before impact? Are you all right, ma'am?
Yes, I'm fine.
What happened? We believe it was a drunk driver, sir. What? The driver looks unconscious, so we're currently pulling him out of the vehicle. Call an ambulance and secure the driver. But make sure to get to the bottom of this. Yes, sir. Alert the hospital right now. MSGE may be injured and should be checked.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You might have been hurt, so you should come with me to get checked.
Rather. I think you should wear your seatbelt from now on, even when you're in the back seat.
Huh? Oh, right, I will.
You're making lunch already?
Anything I can do? I'm making lunch for Grandpa today. I'll set some aside for you to have later too.
But didn't he already go to work?
I'm gonna take it to his workplace. I used to visit him there pretty often, but I haven't been since you came back home. His workplace?
Then I'll come with you.
Teenage Mercenary 28.
Did you win the lottery or something recently? What do you mean? You just look so happy ever since you got back from your vacation. Do I? Apt 703 gave us some snacks to share, so drop by after your shift. You go ahead and I'll stop by after I sort the recycling a bit. Okay, but don't take too long since I'm gonna go through it later tonight anyway. I guess I let myself get too excited over Ijin's return. Excuse me, can you move your car just a little? There's no room for the rest of us to get through, man. Calm the fuck down, bitch. I'll go after I chuck this shit.
Baby, can you throw these out too?
Damn it, why didn't you hand it to me earlier?
I just noticed it, babes.
What are you two doing here?
We brought you lunch.
You shouldn't have. I can just buy something nearby.
Yeah, but I know you prefer my cooking over that.
Well, of course, but...
Were you sorting the recycling?
Yes, it's better to take care of it before it starts piling up. Otherwise, it can get out of hand pretty quickly.
Then I'll help. Ready?
No, no. I don't want you to get your clothes dirty.
Why not? I can just wash them later. This way, we can get it done quicker and have lunch together.
Well, all right.
I even made some of those braised lotus roots that you love.
You did? No place like home to get a good night's sleep. I just couldn't get any sleep at that damn hospital. It's not easy with all the nurses coming in and out of the rooms all night. Let's go get some food. Something healthy. Yes, boss. What the hell is that kid doing here?
And why's HS going through the trash?
That grandpa. I knew I'd seen him before. The old security guard? He's the grandpa that was at the house when we went to get the kid. I thought he looked familiar, and it must be from seeing him here when I visit you. Then that girl must be. Didn't think he knew how to smile too. He really does look like your average teenager. Should we go over to say hello? Forget it. Guys like us don't do anything but ruin moments like that. Let's go get a bite to eat. Sure. You should head on home. Good work today. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. I should pick up some snacks for the kids on the way. That's a no parking zone. You can't park your car here, sir. What the hell? Parking isn't allowed here, because it blocks the entry and makes it hazardous for children. I would suggest parking in the parking lot instead. And why should I listen to a geezer like you? I'll park my goddamn car wherever I want. It's just that this is a no parking zone.
You're the guard here, aren't you? You don't want us to get you fired, do you?
I know that I get paid thanks to all of the residents here. Which is why I'm asking you to park elsewhere to avoid causing trouble for the residents. I saw an open spot just a minute ago. You want me to park this car in that tiny-ass parking lot? Then if some other car ends up scratching mine, are you gonna reimburse me for the damages?
I doubt that your salary could cover that, Grandpa.
That's no way to speak to your elders. Who the hell are you? Me? Who wants to know, bitch? Huh? What's it to you, motherfucker? Answer me, bitch. Shut the fuck up and move your car, you little shit. And if I ever catch you giving this gentleman any shit again, I'll fuck you both up real good. Are you all right, sir? Oh, sure, thank you for your help. Anytime. I'm guessing you don't recognize me, but I come here sometimes to visit my friend, and I recently saw you when I came to see Ijin. At least I can hold my head up in front of the kid now. His grandpa would have gotten more shit from that fresh little bastard if I hadn't been there. You did good. You won't believe how disrespectful these young punks can be these days. Jesus, what now? Why are you storming in here all of a sudden and giving us that look?
It turns out that someone you know lives at this apartment.
Is this a threat?
No, you've got it all mixed up. It's just a goddamn selfie. Just stay there and let me explain. No, don't come any closer.
So, that wraps up this chapter, folks. I'm concluding the video right here. Stay tuned for the thrilling developments in the next episode. And don't forget to show your support with a like and subscribe, fueling my motivation to bring you even more captivating comic chapters in the future. Until next time, happy reading!